We were parked up at the abandoned Sleepy Cove copper mine in Twillingate. Who comes along? Lloyd Colbourne, from Land and Sea. I knew him in the 80s in Newfoundland. What a surprise. Thanks very much for talking to me, Lloyd.
Well, I'm only talking because you were interesting enough to talk to. I don't talk to everybody, but the people I find interesting I don't mind talking to.
Well, thanks.
Okay.
So you figure a pipe smoker can live 4 years longer than a non-smoker?
2 years. That's statistics.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that the main thing, besides your diet and genes, is stress that could kill you, okay? High
Right.
blood pressure, cardiovascular problems, and strokes, and so on and so forth. So you don't have that much stress, but a pipe gives you something to do with your hands. If you feel a bit of stress, you get your pipe, you get a knife, you clean it out, you get a pipe cleaner, clean out this dam, and you put some tobacco in it, and you go through $20 worth of tobacco a month, $72 worth of big lighters, because it doesn't stay there. You have a puff. You don't inhale pipe tobacco.
No.
You puff it like you do
Cigar.
and so what you do is have no additives in the tobacco. When you smoke a cigarette, the paper is full of dioxins, and that carbon is that's all inhaled and going in your lungs. You have free radicals can bug up the DNA of the cells of your lung, and the next thing you know, you got a cancer lung. So don't inhale, and puff a pipe. Give up some stress, and don't take things too seriously, and eat wisely. Eat fish every day, once a day. If I have nothing else, I have sardines for breakfast. Okay? I had capon last night for supper, and so on. Fish once a day, omega-3s, relieve stress, and I'm 91 years old.
That's marvelous.
Okay.
Well, I'm 73 and I'm hoping that I can hang in. I got some fresh fish, some codfish for lunch today. We're going to cook that up.
What you want to do is eat a lot of oily fish. And that's why the whales are. Oh, the capon, the mackerel, the squid, the herring. Okay.
Yeah.
So they come up. The tuna come up because in the Caribbean, all the fish in the Caribbean in warm water, 90-degree water, there's no fat content. So they migrate up here, put on about 150 pounds every year of fat. And the Japanese gave you about $1,200 for a tuna in July. If you get it in November, they'll give it $30,000 for it. They check the 150-pound belly fat. That's what they want for sushi, the fat.
Okay.
So eat yourself lots of fat. Eat fat, grow fit.
Wonderful stuff.
Okay. The next one I did then was for Land and Sea was caribou on the Avalon caribou, and then I did some of the shows on resettlements and things like that. And then they offered me my own series. I hosted it and went national with it. That's it.
So these are all your videos.
I was on the last train, the narrow gauge train. I went across the province, and it dropped us fishermen off at very obscure places where they've never fished before.
Right. Yeah.
And so what we do then is they picked us up on the way back. You want to see a pond you want to fish, you pull on the string, the train stopped, you got out with and they pick you up in the afternoon.
Wonderful
that's
stuff.
That one there, look.
Yeah. And your books, you've got these books for sale.
Yeah. These books, this one is a bestseller. I did all the illustrations in it, cartoons, look.
Right, yeah.
See these things? Illustrating the stories. These are 13, this is stuff, look.
Yeah. Super.
Okay.
So I think I want to have that one that you said that's the best seller. I think I want that one.
This is the best selling story of hunting stories.
Yeah. I'm going to read that and I'm going to try and figure out how to write my own book.
Well, this is the best seller, and they say it's written up on the back. You read all this shit on the back of it. and they say it's the best book on outdoor hunting. It's done with humor, true all, funny as all.
Yeah.
But it's true stories, naming names, okay?
Yeah. So it's sort of Farley Mowat kind of a book, maybe.
Well, about the book, I'll give you one line. Talked about how Newfoundlanders hang lights to imitate the lighthouse lights to lure people into the cliffs, ships into the cliffs, so they
shipwreckers,
so they could go on and ransack the ship and get the stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the things was they put the lights up, and they jumped aboard. First they do when they jumped aboard a vessel, but we did demast it, chop the mast down. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So they couldn't sail away. So this one line is, and they boarded this vessel off the narrows of St. John's, which was on the rocks. And you could hear their curses ringing around the hills of St. John's as their axes bit into steel masts. This ship had steel masts. It was a British ship.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, there you can. The storm is raging. The ship is, and the sea has got the cliff. And you can hear that. He was a commercial. What he wanted to do was make some money. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, at the expense of artistic sort of. He took so much artistic license that it had no quality to it, in my estimation. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
That's fairly mold.
There you go. Yeah.
But anyway, this is great meeting you. And this, like I said before, CBC television, CBC series, ran for 16 years, prime time. Shows were written, directed, and produced and hosted by Lloyd. They were producing his own television production company, the first television independent series ever produced in Newfoundland. And start talking about stuff that the 75, 72 shows, okay?
Perfect.
And that's it.
Wonderful. I knew him in the 80s in Newfoundland. What a surprise. Yeah, well, I can't believe I met you back in the 80s and I'm meeting you here today. That's just marvelous.
Anyway,
Piece of history.
Nice meeting you, and enjoy your trip. And that's as good a spot you're going to get anywhere.
I know,
Nobody's
it's wonderful.
Nobody's going to charge you anything for it, and nobody's going to drive you out of it.
I managed to buy one of his books. I'm very happy to get that, and talked to Lloyd for quite a bit. Well, I was really happy to meet up with Lloyd again and get one of his books. I've recently been thinking about making meditational videos, sort of a relaxational kind of video with sea sounds, waves, animals, birds, nature things with a nice calming background sound. If you think that might be a good idea, or you don't think it is, either way, please leave me a note in the comments section. I'd really appreciate your feedback. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like, subscribe, come on back again real soon.